My name is Christiana Gaudet. I'm here today with more answers to your questions about tarot. Today's question comes from Linda. She wants to know about couples reading. She's about to do her first ever couples reading and is wondering if I have some advice. I sure do, Linda. Thanks for a great question. I do a lot of couples readings. I do a lot of relationship readings. I do readings between boss and employee. I do readings between creative partners, business partners, and also romantic partners. I think that when we do couples readings, readings for people who are involved romantically, we have the opportunity to help couples communicate with each other better, to help couples understand each other better, to help couples solve problems and really build what they want together. At the same time, it's important to remember that we're not marriage counselors, we're not relationship counselors, and sometimes in the course of a couples reading, you'll see the need for such a thing. The reading can be very helpful, but make sure you give the referral to counseling if you think it's needed. When I do a couples reading, I look at it like I'm reading for three people. There's partner one, there's partner two, and there's the entity that they are together as a couple. So I will start generally and just put out some cards for one person. I'll pick one of the two and start with them. And I'll put out some cards for them. And I'll generally do my regular 11-card Celtic Cross. And here's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for what makes this person tick. What's going on in their life? I'm not going to interpret every card. I could spend an hour interpreting these cards, and we have a lot to get through in a couples reading. But I am going to be very interested in how the person's partner and how the relationship shows up. I will be speaking directly to the partner I've put the cards out for, but I'm also involving the other partner in the conversation. For instance, in this spread, we have the Hierophant as the significator. There's a lot we could talk about with that in the context of a relationship. Of course, the Hierophant is the card of marriage. At the same time, a person who identifies as the Hierophant in a spread like this doesn't like to be told what to do. So there could be power issues in the relationship. We also see as the crossing card the Page of Cups. Perhaps there are some issues about communicating our emotions. So when I'm looking here, I am looking for information about the couple, but I'm also looking for helpful information about the individual. Maybe there's questions about a job or a family member, and we can take care of that too. Then I'll pick up all these cards and I'll shuffle them, and I will do the same thing for the other partner. Then we'll look at concerns that the two share together. If they have kids, we'll look at the kids. If they have a business together, if they're taking a vacation together, if they have questions about their home, whatever questions they have in common, I'll answer. And I'll answer simply by asking the question and pulling a couple of cards in the dialogue. Then I do my favorite relationship spread, which will really show me how the couple relates together. I'll give the cards to one member of the couple and ask them to cut the cards, and then ask them to cut the deck from here to here. Then I'll ask the other partner to cut the deck from here to here. So this card will represent partner one. We'll call partner one Chris. This card represents Chris. This card will represent Pat. That can be the other half of our imaginary partnership. and the middle card will speak of the relationship. So here's who Chris is in the relationship. Chris, as the Ace of Wands reversed, is not feeling passionate, is not feeling vital or motivated within the relationship right now. Let's see what's going on with Pat. Ooh, Pat, Three of Swords. Pat is feeling betrayed. Clearly, there are some problems in this relationship. Let's look at the middle card. The middle card is the High Priestess. This says to me that we can look and we can do a further reading on, okay, why is Chris feeling this way? Why is Pat feeling this way? What can they do about it? But I think that despite the difficulties here, this relationship could work because the High Priestess is a 2, the number of partnership, and the card of perfection, perfect balance, perfect wisdom. So even though there's difficulties in this relationship, I think it's workable. Now, when you do this relationship spread, you can get more information by looking at some other cards. Let's go back to Chris here, and we can say, well, what lies beneath this? And we can see the Four of Swords. Apparently, Chris is very tired or not feeling his best, perhaps. And then we can say, well, what's at the bottom? And the bottom of this situation, we have the Star reversed. Honestly, looking at these cards, there's a lot of issues here. I would see it on a sexual level, really. And might discuss going to see the doctor, might discuss that problem more clearly, again, by asking questions of the cards and pulling cards to answer. Now we can do the same thing over here. What's underneath? Knight of Cups reversed. I think Pat is not feeling heard in the relationship. And what's at the bottom of it? Death reversed. Death reversed to me is about stagnancy. These are problems that have not changed in a long time. So what do we see in the more deeply in the relationship? Ooh, the Tower. A need for a shakeup, a need for a change. And what's at the bottom? The Ten of Pentacles. Again, even though our imaginary couple today got some difficult cards, we can also see that this is a relationship that has a lot of good stuff to it. What I would do in a situation like this is really use the cards to talk about what the problems are and try to facilitate some communication. I might say something like, well, Chris, here's what I see about you. I see you try to do the right thing. I see you're a stable guy. I see you got it all together. That's great. And yet in your relationship, you're not as happy as you could be. Why? Five of Swords. You know, the Five of Swords is the card of battle. What is the battle here? Is there a battle within the relationship? What's that all about? And on we go. So you can use a couple's reading to decide what color to paint the kitchen. You can use a couple's reading to decide where to go on vacation, or you can use a couple's reading for something so much deeper than that. Either way, it's a wonderful way for people to learn that tarot is not only a tool of psychic development, tarot is not only a tool of divination, tarot is a tool of communication. And when we communicate together, we make our relationships better. Linda, I want to thank you for a great question. Good luck with your first couples reading. I know you'll do great. If you want to check out Linda's tarot work, here are her blogs. And of course, if you have a question about tarot, please email me.